Yeah, good morning, Mark. A pleasure to see you here today. How are you?
Yeah, great. Thanks, Chris. Thanks for the invite.
Wonderful. So, a quick introduction. My name's Chris Brewerton. I work at the Lichfield and Tamworth Chamber of Commerce. We're keen to really run a series of these video chats with local businesses, local retail, hospitality businesses that are in the process of or have reopened, and really to discuss some of the areas and the areas of success and work that's being done in the background to reopen under the new social distancing guidelines. So, Mark, I can see you in the showroom, which is fantastic. It must be a good place to be at the moment.
Yeah, great to be in the showroom. Obviously, the government give our industry the green light to start operating from the showrooms from the 1st of June. Obviously, from a service point of view, we've been open for 2 weeks now. So yes, it's great to get the team and customers back into the showroom.
And of course, Mercedes-Benz is a big brand, a big brand in the area, and obviously the garage at the entrance to Tamworth is a really sort of key part for businesses and people coming into the town to see. How have you found and how have your customers reacted to the reopening? And hopefully, there's been some good successes.
Yes, I mean, if I just take you back to the pre-opening, we're part of the LSH group, and we have two large businesses one in Erdington and a flagship in Stockport, and they've remained open during the lockdown to service cars for key workers and vans to keep goods moving throughout the UK. So we've been able to learn quite a lot from those two businesses prior to us becoming operational. So from their foundation, we then just had to tailor that to Tamworth, as well as my colleagues having to do that for their businesses. So we very much took it from A to Z, from pulling on sites to leaving the business. And the first thing that we had to do, in line with our health and safety coordinator, the group health and safety coordinator, was carry out a risk assessment. And I think that's critical because it protects the colleagues in the business, and it gives the customers the reassurance that how we intend to meet and handle them and their vehicles gives them that reassurance that they are safe, and when they get back into their cars, they're not concerned about any virus potentially that may have been there.
And it's all about that confidence side, isn't it, as you say, and how have you found that your staff firstly, and then your customers equally as importantly, have they sort of adapted?
So on day one, which as I said was 2 weeks ago for our service team, it was very much about putting ownership on everybody. We all have a key responsibility for each other, and therefore, irrespective of the role that you have in the business, it's important that each and every person is aware of those requirements. And once we have confidence with the team, then obviously, hopefully the customers, when they're on site, will see that we're handling ourselves and them in a very, professional manner and a safe manner. And our group is currently looking at using the motto of safe but slowly. So making sure that we handle things efficiently and not overwhelming either the customer or my colleagues on a day-to-day basis. So on that front, we operate purely an appointment-only basis, and key to that is the conversation with the customer before they arrive, to tell them what to expect. So we have a one-way system. Part of that you can probably see behind me. There's a hand wash station. There's sanitizers, and then there's screens to protect both the customer and the colleagues. So all of that is relayed to the customer before they arrive.
Absolutely.
Obviously, customers do arrive without an appointment, and again, we handle those by moving them into a specific area. Obviously, social distancing is key, and again, we can take the details and explain what happened. So, as I said, it's safe and slowly, but currently, I think the customers very much appreciate that it's efficient, because there's very little interaction with the team. And you're aiming to get the people in and out as quickly and as efficiently and as professionally as possible.
Absolutely. No, that's good to hear. And I think, yeah, again, as we said, it's around that confidence and that preparedness, as you say, and that safety, which is always key. Just give us an idea of the number of staff you have on site and a bit of an indication as to how that was communicated to your staff first and foremost.
Okay, so we have currently just 15 work colleagues,
Okay.
which is about a quarter of our workforce. So obviously, not knowing the demand that was there, and also, as I said, not to overwhelm the colleagues, we've come back on this safe and slowly approach.
Yeah.
We've introduced more colleagues this week when the showroom opened from a sales point of view, but as the demand increases, we will then start to bring back more of the team, over the coming weeks. And as soon but as safe as possible. Obviously, social distancing is key to that. Yeah. And what we've done with the first wave of colleagues that came in is to basically make them, and including myself, like ambassadors. So when new colleagues come back, then we're all responsible for informing them how we work, how we operate, to ensure everybody's safety.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, and again, we mentioned this with Christopher's in Tamworth, the restaurant down in the centre of town. It's that ambassadors from your staff, but also then your customers, so that they come and they see it's safe, they see it's it's a confident place to be, and then tell other customers, and that's, I suppose, how the confidence hopefully will grow and increase.
Yeah, definitely. Well, like most manufacturers, we have a customer satisfaction survey, and the early results from those customers that have completed the survey are all extremely positive, along the lines of smooth, efficient, speedy, and social distancing was excellent. So again, other customers, visiting our websites will be able to see that, and like you say, Chris, give them the reassurance that we are handling customers, as we should.
Absolutely. And again, looking at the sales sort of process and that change, how have you seen the first few days in the showroom, and how do you think that's affected sales and the actual purchasing side of things?
Yeah, I think again on the sales front, obviously the government caught us a little bit on the hop that they announced it, and then we were live on the Monday. So what we have seen is a number of customers, particularly who were in a situation where their vehicles were coming to the end of their agreement. Obviously, again, Mercedes-Benz Finance did give them the option to extend it for a period of time. But now that we're open, we're seeing quite an encouraging level of inquiries coming into the business, which is great for all. It's great for the economy. It's great for Mercedes-Benz, and it's great for us at Tamworth. And then that brings in more people into the Tamworth area. So hopefully we'll benefit from that.
Yeah, it's good. And I suppose you've been as a very large business as a whole in terms of LSH and Mercedes-Benz. I suppose the wider discussion around the sales aspect of cars is obviously vitally important. But from your point of view, it's about giving that service and that confidence, isn't it, at your level, I suppose? Yeah,
totally. I mean, what we don't want to sell, we don't want to sell cars the wrong way. We need to sell cars the right way, and then give that confidence to the customer so they speak to their neighbours. So again, it's that reassurance that, if you visit Mercedes-Benz of Tamworth, you are going to feel very comfortable in the showroom, very comfortable in the service area. So you're relaxed, and if you're relaxed, it's more enjoyable.
Absolutely. And I suppose finally on the economy side, do you find that and do you? I suppose you hope and you're positive that things will continue to improve and will mean that Tamworth as an area, much like many areas in the UK, begin to reopen and show some recovery. Yeah,
totally. Again, the more we start to see customers, the more that we will feel that the economy is on the up, and then again, when we're talking to friends and relatives and other business partners, it starts to give that positiveness that the economy is bouncing back, and hopefully bounces back as quick as it can.
as quickly and as safely as possible, which is always the key, isn't it? Fantastic. Well, no, Mark, thanks very much for your time. That's an absolute pleasure to hear about you. Just, I suppose, a final thought. We've asked all about all the venues that we've interviewed in the last few days. What's your final sort of message for your customers, for your staff, and for the economy in general?
I think that the message to the team and the customers is please have the confidence to visit Tamworth, the area, and Mercedes-Benz of Tamworth. We've put a lot of thought and effort and time into making sure that people are safe. And yes, the more customers that we start to see, the more people we can return back to our business, and then the quicker the economy gets back on its feet.
Absolutely. Great. Well, Mark, it's an absolute pleasure. I really wish you the best of luck in the coming weeks. Thanks again for your time. And we look forward to seeing lots of customers returning and in a safe and positive way. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks very much.
Pleasure.
Well, cheers.